You're watching ABC7 News at 11.
Good evening. We begin with breaking news tonight. Former President George W. Bush here on the Suncoast tonight. Take a look at this video obtained exclusively by ABC7 of the former president arriving at SRQ earlier this afternoon. His visit coincides with a meeting at the Ritz-Carlton tonight for the Business Council, an organization made up of the world's top CEOs. There he is right there. Sources tell us he was a guest at their meeting tonight. Well, a warm weekend on the way. Let's check in with ABC7's Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan for more. Bob, enjoy it while we can, right?
That's right. The president got a warm welcome here along the Suncoast. Temperatures pretty warm for this time of year, but changes are in store after the weekend is over. That's good news as far as that goes. And a cold front's coming down. These are temperatures from Monday. Monday still looks to be warm, but as we put into Tuesday, 68 degrees. Highs will be right around 70 degrees on Tuesday, and then lows on Wednesday morning in the mid 40s and upper 40s. So a rather chilly start to your Wednesday, and the winds could be a little strong as well, making it feel colder. And then the high temperature only 61. So that's what we have to come next week. And so there's going to be a little break. We're going to get back to winter temperatures, but not right now. It's warm, 65 degrees. That'll be our high pretty much on Wednesday. And right now 67 in Venice, downtown Sarasota is 66, 68 in Cortez. Braden, you're at 65, 68 in Arcadia, and Inglewood at 68. The Gulf water temperature at 73. We're watching this area right here. This is where the two previous storms came from and brought us rainfall a couple of days in a row, but that is now moving to the northeast as a result of high pressure dominating our weather right now. It looks to be pretty nice to start the morning. We could see some low clouds and fog in the morning. Temperatures will be in the low 60s to mid 60s to start the day off, and then we'll see partly cloudy skies to mostly sunny conditions throughout the day. Temperatures warming to 80 degrees, our normal high for this time of year, usually around 75. So above average, but looks like that is going to change a little bit next week. We'll get more into that and also your weekend weather in just a few minutes. Jacqueline?
All right, Bob, thank you. We'll talk to you soon. We're learning new details tonight about a shocking hit-and-run crash that happened this morning that was all caught on surveillance video. Take a look. It shows a car literally flipping multiple times into a hotel parking lot after getting hit by another car. It happened this morning outside of the Lantern Inn and Suites just north of the airport. Troopers say 19-year-old Jackson Kelly was heading north on US 41 before the driver of a van turns in front of his car. Kelly then tries to avoid the van. The two collide, sending that car barreling into the parking lot, nearly missing into that pool right there. The van's driver then takes off from the crash scene. Kelly remains at Sarasota Memorial Hospital in critical condition tonight. Troopers are still looking for the driver this evening, seen in a 2003 Kia Sedona with damage to the right front. New at 11, a crash on I-75 that backed up traffic for several hours tonight. Our crews on the scene moments after it happened in the southbound lane near the University Parkway exit. One motorcyclist and 5 cars were involved in that crash. Injuries were reported, but at this time we're not sure how many people were injured or just how bad those injuries are. And another major accident this evening, this one on South Tamiami Trail and Reynolds Street in Sarasota. One person was hit by a car and had to be taken to the hospital with head injuries. It is still unknown what caused that accident or what the condition is of that victim. Meanwhile, in Northport, a person on the run tonight accused of stabbing someone. Police tell us the incident happened about a 5-minute drive away from the Charlotte Harbor National Golf Club at Bobcat Trail. The victim had to be taken to the hospital for treatment, but the injuries do not appear to be life-threatening. Police are still investigating and looking for the suspect, but they do tell us there does not seem to be any threat to the immediate area. A man accused of taking part in a viral video that shows a shark being dragged behind a boat has accepted a plea deal. Michael Wenzel pleaded guilty in Hillsborough County Court in exchange for 10 days in jail, 11 months of probation, and 100 hours of community service. Wenzel will also have to pay a fine of $2,500, and his fishing license will be suspended for up to 5 years. The second man facing charges in connection to that video, Robert Banak, turned down that same plea deal. He's expected to take his case to trial starting this June. The Bradenton Police Department asking for your help identifying the person in these pictures taken from surveillance video. The suspect seen in the lower left corner of your screen wearing a distinct camo Adidas jacket with white stripes on it. He's wanted for multiple break-ins throughout the west side of the city in western Manatee County. If you have any information on who he may be or his whereabouts, you're being asked to call the Bradenton Police Department. Well, the traffic on Siesta Key has always been a big issue. However, there may be a light at the end of the tunnel after commissioners held a public hearing on Wednesday morning to hear ideas from residents on how to solve this congestion. ABC7's Rebecca Fernandez breaks down all the options.
We always tell you pack your patience during tourism season on the Suncoast. But patience can only get you so far when you're traveling to the country's #1 rated beach, especially since there's only 2 roads that lead in and out of Siesta Key.
We all know that the traffic is unbearable, and once you get to Siesta Key and inside the parking lot, finding a parking space here is nearly impossible.
Siesta Key traffic isn't just a convenience issue, it's a major public safety issue.
But now there are dozens of possible solutions on the table to ease these issues thanks to Wednesday's public hearing. A few of those being to add paid parking.
I'm in favor of a parking fee, a reasonable parking fee at the main beach, providing the funds be used for Siesta Key traffic.
In exchange for that money to be used to build a parking garage or a water taxi. Another idea was including off-island parking with shuttle access to the Key.
Trolley's been a wonderful asset on the Key. It's cut down traffic from the condos up and down the Key. We do think that the trolley does need to be expanded off the Key to parking lots there to keep people from coming onto the Key to begin with.
No official plans have been decided, but commissioners directed staff to look at all of these possible options and that they would meet again to discuss them at a future date. On Siesta Key, Rebecca Fernandez, ABC7, your Suncoast News.
Thank you, Rebecca. The newest addition to the city of Northport is nearing the finish line. Take a look at the $12 million Northport Aquatic Center. That facility is being built across from the Morgan Family Community Center. It will include a 25-meter stretch pool, a lazy river, a kids pool, water slides, a bathhouse, concessions, and much more. The only things left to be put in place are a functioning phone system and other technology that officials say will make this a state-of-the-art park. It's expected to open this July. Now to an update on a story that could cost taxpayers millions of dollars. The Northport City Commission voting to make additional changes to the master plan for the development of Warm Mineral Springs. That plan would expand the scope of the Springs site to make it more attractive to tourists. The architects revealed the current estimated budget at $18 million. But on Tuesday, city commissioners called the current plan unacceptable after the horse paths in the RV park was cut from the plan. The commission now directed the architects to revisit the plans for a bus drop-off area, a maintenance building, and a historic schoolhouse. A new bill filed in Tallahassee today aims to solve future red tide problems in the state of Florida with the help of Mote Marine Lab. The bill would allocate $3 million a year for programs at Mote Marine and Florida Fish and Wildlife. If passed, it will focus on the development of new technologies and solutions to the toxic bloom, which devastated marine life along the west coast of Florida last year. Last year, 6 counties impacted by red tide received more than $6 million in grants. That's not including the emergency funding given to both Sarasota and Manatee counties that totaled more than $2 million. The Manatee County School District was at the center of a heated debate today in Bradenton. There seems to be a bit of a disconnect when it comes to the happiness of teachers within the district. A retired teacher claims other teachers are unappreciated and afraid to speak up for their rights. But Dr. Scott Hopes, chairman of the school board, says the district is heading in the right direction and staff have already started to research how employees really feel about working there. This will give all employees the opportunity to speak up about the climate of the district.
You can put it all over a chart of statistics or whatever you want to, but you can't change and manipulate how people feel and how people regard their employers, their employees, and the people that are over them.
Dr. Hopes says the results of that survey should be coming out in October of this year. And as we kick off a new month tomorrow, yes, March is already here. It marks Manatee County Heritage Month. During this time, numerous historical sites and organizations will be holding events celebrating the county's history and culture. Manatee Village Historical Park will be holding a couple walking tours that will focus on the history of the buildings, their uses, architecture, and the people behind the buildings. The tours will last about 45 minutes and are free to the public. Space is limited, but registration is required. For more information, head over to our website, mysuncoast.com. And looking ahead, thousands of runners will be taking over a portion of the Skyway Bridge this weekend. The span will be partially closed on Sunday for the second annual Skyway 10K race. The northbound lanes of the bridge will be closed between 3:30 a.m. and 11 a.m. for the race. Today, organizers talked about the logistics of the sold-out event, which includes more than 100 school buses that will be taking runners to and from the bridge.
We've got to sweep the bridge, we've got to put road cones down, we've got to put porta potties on the bridge, and then having it to 11 allows us, which is an hour later this year, allows us to make sure that we can get all 8,000 people across, which we've upped the number. Last year it was 7,000 runners, and this year it's 8,000.
The race benefits the Armed Forces Families Foundation, which raises money to help the families of servicemen and women. Last year, the event raised $560,000 for that foundation. Stay with us. Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan will be back with your first alert forecast, plus fines for bad Samaritans. A new bill could make it illegal if you don't stop and help someone in need. And we'll hear from professionals at Sarasota Memorial Hospital about what you can do to prevent heart issues.
Year-end events brought in thousands of trades across all Gettle dealership locations. They've all been Gettle certified, and they're all on clearance. Gettle certified pre-owned plus vehicles are fully inspected and reconditioned, come with an industry-leading warranty, 3-day exchange policy, vehicle history reports, and a price protection guarantee. Plus, when you buy Gettle certified, you're eligible for premier financial programs. Don't miss the Gettle certified pre-owned clearance. Gettle's got it. Gettle.com.
The following message is brought to you by Mesobook.com.
People who have been diagnosed with mesothelioma have many questions. How did I get this disease? What are my treatment options? How will this affect my loved ones? You need answers, which is why we offer a free book written by medical professionals who have treated mesothelioma.
Call toll-free at 1-800-777-1366 or go to Mesobook.com.
Soldiers in the Army National Guard live up to a set of time-honored principles.
I will always place the mission first.
They stand ready to respond to any crisis.
I will never accept defeat.
They serve in their communities as citizens and as soldiers.
I will never quit.
They train part-time to be ready to serve at all times.
I will never leave a fallen comrade.
Learn more at nationalguard.com.
There's a lot of fear in coming back to school. I'm a 40-year-old man that walked in there to get his high school diploma. It was very hard for me, but one of the teachers was Miss Araceli. She gave me direction. Every single time I had a question, she'll put down whatever she's doing and she'll sit there with you until you get it. 50% of getting your high school diploma is walking through those doors. The other 50% is doing the work.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
Recovery from mental and substance use disorders is real.
You can recover.
It's possible. It happens every day.
Never give up on yourself.
Discover hope and help.
The world is a beautiful place again.
Join the Voices for Recovery. For confidential information for mental and substance use disorders, call 1-800-662-HELP.
ABC7, serving Manatee County and the entire Suncoast.
Bob, really thought it was a great day today. It was beautiful out. I got to walk around downtown today, and it was really enjoyable.
It was one of the best days this winter, I think, thus far. Temperatures 76 degrees for high, lots of sunshine, and it should be pretty nice again tomorrow. Beautiful shot from ABC7 Tower Cam, showing some cloudiness, though, coming in from the north and west right there. Nice sunset, though, and those clouds are in advance of a storm system. I think it's not going to have a big impact on our weather. And sunrise tomorrow will be at 6:54. The shot from Jack Waters from Nokomis and one from Kathleen Brunt in Venice, all showing the same kind of picture out there. The clouds on the increase. You can see that with the GOES 16 satellite review showing an increase in cloudiness, but not a lot of rainfall. We're going to see these high clouds streaming on by throughout the day on Friday. It won't be a totally sunny day, but we'll still see lots of sunshine. Don't think we're not going to see that. But the rain and energy, I think, will stay well to our north as a result of high pressure now over the top of it. So this is the area of rainfall that's going to be moving basically off toward the east and northeast. You can see some of that movement now just generally off to the east. We have high pressure in control here. That high pressure ridge is going to provide this moisture to stay to our north and actually move it off to the east in time. We'll stay warm here too. There's a front associated with this, but it's not going to make it all the way down. We'll stay well above average, I think, over the next couple of days, right through Monday for that matter. Well, there it is. There's the rain over the panhandle. It starts to move a front down. That front falls apart. Saturday morning looks good. If you're going to be out for a jog or you're going to be tennis or golfing out there, we're going to be fine as far as that goes. Some rain to the north of us on Saturday, but Sunday, not bad at all. By Monday, things start to change, though, as a cold front gets close to us and eventually pushes on through. Then a secondary shot of some colder air moves through on Tuesday, and that will bring the bigger chill our way. So get ready for some jacket and sweater weather in the morning anyway. In the afternoons, it shouldn't be too bad, although it will be windy on Wednesday, and with temperatures only in the mid-60s, it'll make it feel a little bit colder there. The extended forecast calling for great weather as we move through Friday of next week. Well, here's the temperature trends. Pretty warm right through Monday, as I said, and then we take that roller coaster ride down for a few days anyway. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, temperatures will be back below average. The coldest day will be Wednesday, and it's not all that cold, 65 degrees. And low temperatures, though, will be into the 40s, as I showed you earlier in this newscast. Winds are rather light right now. We could see some patchy fog before sunrise tomorrow. That may be around. That fog should lift pretty quickly, though, as the winds will switch around to an easterly direction. Not all that strong either for boaters. It's going to be nice boating weather out there if you have the opportunity to get out there and go boating. 65 degrees right now. We have clear skies, and the north to northwest winds at 5. The dew point temperatures at 62. And when these two numbers get close to one another, you have clear skies and light winds. You know the picture in the story. You get some fog forming. Again, here's a look at what's happening. A sideways picture of the bay there, but nonetheless, 75 degrees are high today. 74 is the average, so we were 1 degree above average. Well below average now in Green Bay, Toronto, Buffalo, and Minneapolis now, 15 degrees, 6 in Bismarck, 16 in Omaha, and 28 in Wichita, and 33 in Dallas right now. So here's the boating forecast for us. Things looking better tomorrow, and winds will be out of the east, turning to the southwest at 5 knots. Seas running 1 to 2 feet with a light chop out there, and we'll drop it back here a little bit and go to the forecast if we can. 7-day forecast showing upper 70s on Friday, Saturday at 80 degrees, 82 on Sunday. A 40% chance for showers comes Monday. Not all that great of a rain chance. We will see a few showers Monday night and Tuesday morning, turning breezy and cooler. High of only 70 on Tuesday, and low temperatures will be into the upper 40s, I think, both on Wednesday morning and Thursday morning. So there's your forecast. Pretty nice for the next several days at least. Well, didn't get a chance to go fishing, but these guys released some fish at Robinson Preserve. Coastal Conservation Association, which is having their big banquet tonight, 1,000 people showing up there at the Braden Civic Center. Well, they get together and they release these redfish at Robinson Preserve, and you can see a lot of folks gathering around, checking it out. They've been doing this up and down the coast as of late to renourish the redfish that were hit so hard by the red tide this past year and into the early part of this year as well. But the red tide is gone. Good news on that front, and hopefully those redfish will replenish themselves. Well, here's a look at some of the photos. Captain Brian Marcy, another triple tail. He's on the left there. He's with Breakwater Charters. His client, very happy. Triple tail lone fish. You catch them by the buoys out there with the crab traps. And Keith McClintock, he caught a snook aboard Captain Rick Grassett's boat in Terracea. He's out of Seabees in Sarasota, by the way. And Coach Steve Herrick on their beach fishing adventures. Getting in the black drum, it looks like there, catching some fish. I believe that's what that was. Captain Rick Gross also taking his client out, Dave Bridges, catching a nice triple tail. Now, you can take a kid fishing as well this weekend, this Saturday, at the Hart's Landing right there by the Ringling Bridge. It's a free tournament for the kids. All you got to do is bring an adult with you. If your age is 5 to 17, bring your fishing rod, and they provide the instruction, the bait, and there are prizes. That goes on from 9 a.m. until noon. Gets them off the machines and gets them hooked on fishing.
And some great weather for it as well.
Looks like it.
All right, thanks, Bob. Well, under a new bill, you could be fined for simply not being a good Samaritan. If that bill passes, you could be fined up to $500 if you don't provide reasonable assistance to someone who's seriously injured in an accident. That proposal, however, does not require people to put themselves or anyone else in danger. The measure was crafted following an incident in 2017 when a group of teenagers in Florida stood on the side of a pond and took videos while a 31-year-old disabled man drowned. The sponsor of that bill hopes it will teach people to treat one another with more respect.
I really didn't want to push the misdemeanor thing, but if it helps get people to be human beings again, to save other lives, and just all you have to do is, it don't cost you anything, stay in the phone, just look.
The measure has not yet been heard by any House or Senate committee. The 2019 legislative session starts next Tuesday. Coming up, how to keep your heart healthy. The answer is simple. We'll hear from a local medical professional when we come back.
Kimmel's all new.
Tonight's episode is a party.
From all 15 seasons of Grey's Anatomy, Ellen Pompeo.
You really should have a medical degree by now.
And Whiskey Cavaliers, Lauren Cohan.
We have exploding tampons.
What a hoot.
Kimmel, new tonight on ABC.
Introducing Fastball, the mount that uses a steel ball and magnetic socket. So your phone can adjust to any angle. It stays securely in place and releases with a light tug. It's the best all-purpose mount. Perfect for hands-free phone calls and GPS.
Turn right.
And it works great for tablets, too. Get yours today.
Introducing Atomic Beam Sunblast, the solar-powered motion-activated light that turns on when you're near and off when you disappear. It's solar-powered, so no batteries, no cords. You can stick it up practically anywhere, so you can light up your driveway when you pull in, and even your yard. It also makes a great security light, and it's weather-resistant too. Get yours today.
Love is in the air. The love of performance, the love of thrills, and the love of low payments. Only at BMW of Sarasota. Drive the 2019 X3, only $439 a month. Or drive a new X1, just $329 a month. Fall in love with your next car at BMW of Sarasota. Hurry, these offers end soon. Experience the difference online at bmwofsarasota.com.
The skills you develop as a soldier in the Army National Guard can give you a head start on your career. Gain practical experience with technology and equipment that will give you a leg up in the civilian world. Learn critical leadership skills and to be part of a team. Serve your community and your country part-time while earning money for an education. Visit NationalGuard.com to learn about the paid training and career opportunities available to you in the Army National Guard.
They are the greatest fighting force the world has ever seen. But what does it take to bridge the distance and keep them connected to family, home, and country? What does it take to strengthen our service members so they can be the greatest force for good in the world? It takes a force. Be a force behind the forces. Give today at force.uso.org.
Each day, researchers make discoveries that bring us closer to the moment when all cancer patients can become survivors. Their progress is made possible with the help of clinical trials. Clinical trials are the brightest torch researchers have to light their way towards better treatments. And if you've been diagnosed with cancer, they may be your brightest ray of hope. Speak with your doctor and visit standuptocancer.org/clinical trials to learn more. Together, we can stand up for all of us.
March is Heart Awareness Month across the country, and today we went straight to the experts about what you can do to avoid heart problems. Representatives at Sarasota Memorial Hospital tell us that as the heart ages, several things happen that can slow it down, which can cause irregular heartbeats, and that can lead to other problems in the long run. So what can you do to prevent heart issues? The simple answer is diet and exercise.
Low fat, low cholesterol diets, low in salt are most important. And then exercising, getting half hour of exercise a day, probably 3 or 4 times a week is good.
Now, you don't want to over-exercise if you have a heart condition, so make sure to speak to your physician about how to avoid overdoing it. Well, we have a big announcement tonight to tell you about involving our station and our parent company, Gray Television. Decisions in Washington, D.C. impact us all, and we're now taking steps to provide you with more in-depth coverage. Former cable news anchor Greta Van Susteren has joined ABC7 and Gray Television as our chief national political analyst. Lee Zurich of our national investigative team, Investigate TV, has more on her new role.
When people meet you in person for the first time, what do they most frequently say?
You're so short.
Do they really?
That's absolutely say that's the first thing I hear is I'm so short, and so I just sort of stand there because I don't know what to say.
For more than 20 years, Greta Van Susteren had plenty to say, asking tough questions on CNN.
Now for the question everybody wants answered.
Fox News.
What are you waiting for? I mean, that's what I understand.
And MSNBC.
Why are so many people complaining about their premiums skyrocketing?
They aren't.
You don't think you don't think people are seeing skyrocketing? They're just sending me emails and lying to me.
Completing a cable television trifecta. Van Susteren will now turn her attention to local television, providing Gray's 93 markets with expert and unbiased political coverage and analysis. Gray chairman and CEO Hilton Howell says our stations and our viewers will benefit from Greta's no-nonsense, straightforward approach to complex political issues.
One thing I like about Gray is that Gray doesn't tell people what to think. Gray goes out and gets the news for the viewers and lets them think and lets viewers know that they're smart, they can make up their own mind. Gray has robust debate, but Gray doesn't fight and doesn't act like, what we're seeing now more often on cable news.
Van Susteren has an active social media account. Her 1.2 million Twitter followers include Donald Trump and Senator Lindsey Graham on the right, Senators Amy Klobuchar and Cory Booker on the left. A vast Rolodex filled with decision makers all over the world.
One of the advantages of being in the business for a long time is you got a lot of contacts. I got a lot of people that I got their cell phone numbers. So I hope to get guests that will help, raise the profile on stories that matter to the people across the Gray platform.
For Greta Van Susteren, these pictures help tell her story. From world leaders to our nation's presidents, she's interviewed them all, and they keep coming back. A sign the 5'3" award-winning journalist is fulfilling her mission to be unbiased, fair, and factual.
The Constitution protects only one occupation, and that's freedom of the press. And with that freedom of the press, I think, comes a huge moral obligation of us to be fair. And to be fair, we've got to work from facts. We can't make them up. They can't be what you want them to be, or what your friend wants them to be, or what your party wants them to be.
Now, in addition to her political coverage, she also has 2 nationally syndicated shows in development with Gray. We'll have more on that in the coming months. Well, it's not too boring at the Northport Police Station. We'll show you what I mean when we come back.
Now's the perfect time to get organized with California Closets. It's our winter upgrade event. Save up to 15% on our beautiful premium finishes. Visit a California Closets showroom and be inspired by our vast array of custom designs and gorgeous materials and accessories. You'll work closely with one of our expert designers to create a custom space that'll fit your style and budget. Hurry, this winter upgrade event won't last. Schedule your free design consultation today at CaliforniaClosets.com.
I heard about the Dotoli Cancer Center through friends of mine who had been treated here and were very pleased with the treatment.
If there is prostate cancer, we at the Dotoli Cancer Center will find it using 3D color flow Doppler ultrasound.
And that helped precisely identify where my cancer was. I can tell you that you will not find a finer, more professional team of clinicians anywhere in the world.
Hi, I'm Chef Alan, and watch Aprons in the Kitchen every Wednesday morning on ABC7, where we'll be serving up our most awesome dishes. Then stop by your neighborhood Publix to sample, pick up the recipe card, and all the ingredients.
Do you owe more than $10,000 to the IRS? If so, you may qualify for the IRS's Fresh Start program. The Fresh Start program is one of the biggest tax breaks the IRS has offered. Call Tax Group Center at 800-709-9750 to see if you qualify for the IRS's Fresh Start program. Their team of tax experts and attorneys will get you the best tax settlement possible. Call 800-709-9750 now to learn if you qualify for the IRS's Fresh Start program. Call Tax Group Center at 800-709-9750. 800-709-9750.
Here's today's job of the day. ABC7 is seeking a multimedia producer for our morning news program. Strong and efficient digital, social media, and writing skills required. Visit mysuncoast.com/job of the day to apply. The Florida Lottery winning numbers are sponsored by Frontier Fios.
Northport Police got a special visitor today. This is Abby, who came to give a special snout out to dispatchers who came to visit. Abby is an 8-year-old pot-bellied pig who belongs to Officer Patrick Johnson. They treated her with strawberries and gave her lots of love. Could you imagine you see that come walking by your desk at work? Do a double take. What's going on?
Yeah, I tell you, the strawberries are in season too. I mean, they're good.
Yeah,
they're tasty.
they were good.
I'm sure Abby liked those strawberries and loved them. You'll like the weather forecast tomorrow for the drop off at the bus station, not too or bus stop, I should say. 65 degrees, some patchy fog possible. East winds at 5 to 10.
All right, thanks, Bob. And thanks for joining us tonight. We'll see you right back here tomorrow evening. Have a good one.